tired of your 9 to 5 job? You can be successful on YouTube, but you really do need to get the toxins out of your life. Someone said something in the comments and they said, I was just venting. Let me start from there. I was venting and they replied, oh, maybe it's just not for you. Instead of saying, you can do this. Don't lose hope. Don't get discouraged. And so I'm telling you, if you want to do YouTube, then do YouTube. Those people that are saying, oh, well, you're not making any money now. Those are the ones that are sabotaging the things that you're trying to do. They're trying to get in your way. They're trying to distract you. Now, let's go back to when it all started. When I stopped, I was working, but I wasn't consistent far as a lot of hours. I wasn't getting a lot of money. I was starting a business, which was housekeeping, because I was good at what I did. Um, so when I got here when I came to this small town, I was recently divorced. I rented this condo, okay? And then I was with this man, and I was with the man in intentions to marry, to build something, and to have a sense of security in a relationship again. So I said to him, in order for me to move into this home with you, it has to be in intentions to marry one day. I stated I didn't want to shack up with you. Well, with him. And so officially I was supposed to go in a different room, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he said something to change my mind, of course, because that's what people do, right? They make it sound like, oh, come on, just give me a chance. Things are gonna, work out, trust what I'm saying, and all this stuff, right? Okay, so I get this got with this man. So I knew him previously from years in my past, put it that way. My kids were there, and so I try to provide a decent home for them. I was working at the time. I never really I wasn't working a 9 to 5. But I was trying to get to that point. So it was a new store opening up, and I'm in a new city with my 2 kids. One of my kids was already 19 years old, and I had a teenager. So anyway, I rented the condo for like 2 years for like $1,000. Officially we started with 800, and then I don't know how it ended up being. I just started giving them 1,000. So the owner of the condo was the guy that I was dating. So we moved to the city next over, a city next to this, that was next to this city. So my, I don't know, my daughter was struggling with everything. Just moving to another place, leaving her friends. Um, she started rebelling. She started rebelling early on, but then it just seemed to get worse every year as she grew older as a teenager. She she just was never happy. So um, she started getting better as time went on, and then she reverted back to skipping classes, skipping days of school, and she would lie about so many things. So then we moved, we broke up, and my son went to the service. We had broken up. Um, Basically, I was lured back to this condo because it was his condo. So I moved back here. And then I was like, okay, well, okay, tried it again. Tried to get back together. And so in the beginning, once again, so she basically was running away. Um, she was just so out of control. I didn't bring up previously, like, in between my jobs. So the job that I did have, it was Dee Dee's discount. So I made arrangements to like transfer when I moved to another city because I wanted more hours because this was a brand new store. They were giving me, it was only like 12 hours, 16 hours. That's it. But I was happy about it being a brand new store. Excuse me. But I wanted to move up, but a lot of the people that were in some other, there was just other people that were just getting moved up, and I was just kind of left behind. And I tried everything to get the recognition, but they choose who they choose. And especially when there's young people in management, like, you just don't know what to expect. They're going to pick their friends and they're going to pull them up into the leads, and because there's what's it called, different department leads. Okay, and so that specific manager is just in charge of that certain department. So you move up there, and then you end up moving up again to the other manager. I forgot. It's called, yeah. So yeah. So I tried everything, but yeah, I just didn't stand out. I was quiet, and just like I said, they were just choosing whoever they wanted to choose. So anyway, so I ended up transferring. I started getting a lot more hours, but I had to prove myself. I had the worst supervisor that was in that department, and she was not fair. She really wasn't fair. So even though I was trying everything possible, like there was things that they needed to fix to make it work for me to do a better job. for instance, like their equipment was just hard. So we had to pull these racks. So if a rack is messed up, then what's going to happen? So then you can't pull it, right? So then it causes problems for you to do your job. So anyway, so as time went on, I started proving myself, and they realized I was a really hard worker. So then I end up like changing departments, and they started noticing me a lot. The manager, the actual main manager. Now, I so the so I started like working just everywhere, and they noticed that I would run. I would not run, but jog. I would jog around the store, putting stuff away, and I was basically the fastest one, far as like pushing the Z-Racks and putting the clothes out. And they didn't recognize it until one day we were trying to catch up, and I was by myself. And I basically was like, okay, I'm getting all these Z-Racks done. There was like 8 in the back. And yeah, okay. So I ended up getting my first award in, I don't know, like how many years that I worked in my life. And my first award, Employee of the Month award. Yeah, I was shocked because, well, I never got anything, and I was such a hard worker for so many years. So then when COVID hit, my manager, I don't know what was going on. She was supposed to go to Hawaii, but they kept saying that she was sick. I don't know. They said that her whole family had COVID. So then I'm dealing with the managers under her, the assistant manager and the lead for the stockroom. So, oh, and I worked also as a, they had for COVID, they were supposed to, everybody was supposed to take turns cleaning. But it wasn't like that. They end up wanting me, and even my manager before she left, she just kept on wanting me to clean. Because like I said, I'm good at cleaning. So they kept wanting me to do it. But anyway, so my manager left, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. So once my manager left, oh, well, let me explain something before that. So when my manager was around, she gave me so many hours. I mean, 48 hours, basically. Like, she had me working 6 days, and I would make a joke like, oh, you don't want me to leave, do you? Yeah, because I was getting so many hours. And then, anyway, she left. So let's get back to that. She left, and so then I'm dealing with these other 2 managers under her. They started looking at me and started like just worried about, I just felt like they were just worried about me the most. And I got a negative vibe, and I was like, oh my goodness, is my manager ever gonna come back? I didn't know. Because she was gone months, and I was like, is she gonna ever come back? They started getting mad because I stopped when they started like making me feel harassed. I basically was like, okay, I'm not going to be sitting here running for you guys, but I'm going to run for my manager because she showed me appreciation. So then I just, yeah, I stopped running, jogging around the store. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore because you guys aren't appreciating me, and you guys are making me feel like you're watching me out of everyone. And I didn't like that, because I know who I am, as I am a hard worker. So I want that to be taken into consideration. So then, so anyway, so after that, I just felt so harassed. I called HR and I was like, I feel harassed by these people. They come up to me, they say things, and it's too much focus on me. And they made me feel like, because the part where, everybody's supposed to take turns cleaning, they end up making it a job and I end up doing it the most. And I understand being good about cleaning, but I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly, like they were treating me like a servant instead of an employee. And so I was like, okay, I don't know if this is mentally right for me. So my daughter was having problems anyway. She was doing all these things. She was not committing to going to every class. She was, um, you know, just not running away yet, because when we were in that house, she wasn't running away yet. She was just skipping classes. And even the class that I was surprised about, she just wouldn't commit. And I would go talk to the teacher, and he was like, well, she really doesn't like, she's not here all the time. And I'm like, what? Not here all the time? What the heck? So yeah, I kept talking to her like, why are you doing this? What do you need to change this? Why are you sabotaging your future? Like, you're gonna have to take all these um get all these credits again later, and you're not gonna like it. So why are you doing this? Just why? So then after that, I was off of work for a while after that, in between, before I got another job. And like I said, I was in a relationship, so he was complaining, but I was like, I want to tend to my daughter for a minute. And I had money. My son was there, he had a job, and he was helping out. And but I had money coming in to where I still can help out. I was buying all the food, I still can pay bills and stuff like that, and my son was paying bills. So basically, me and my son were like doing half. We did everything half, and like we always did. So the whole rent was like 2050. Okay. And so I broke everything. No, 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 no. No, okay. So all the bills and everything was like 2,400. So I broke it in half, and I'm like, okay, we'll do 1,200 of the expenses. So that's what I did. And then he surprised me with a car. I just said that I wanted a brand new car one day. He surprised me with a car, but I didn't want the car because I wasn't ready to get a car. I didn't want the expenses of another car, and it wasn't free. He wanted me to pay him back. So I'm like, why are you surprising me with a car if you want me to, if I'm gonna pay you back, right? That's not, what's the point? Don't surprise nobody if they have to pay you back. What is that? I didn't tell you to go get me a car. So it kind of messed my finances up. I had money saved. I'm like, I'm in a situation. So anyway, so then I had gotten another job around that time. But at the same time, I didn't want to use car. I wanted to work on getting a brand new car, because I was tired of dealing with cars where I had to fix this and fix that. And I felt like I deserved a brand new car one day. So I was willing to wait. So then, so I'm working at Amazon, and I have the car, and it was a fairly nice car, but I kept having to fix it because like the repair guy kept saying that something was chewing the spark plugs and all the plugs that were in the engine and stuff like that. So I kept spending like 700 here, 700 there. Yes. And plus, I gave them, and I was giving them back most of the money, and then I probably owed like 1,000 probably at the end of when we moved. So, um, so anyway, so I'm working at Amazon. Everything's okay, but I'm thinking about, at the time I had like the first music channel, karaoke. I was just thinking about that all the time, and I liked working there, and I would have stayed working there. But yeah, so um, that was okay. But then I started getting harassed again there. So I started getting harassed there, um, and at the same time, um, that was when